If you were bald, would you wash your scalp with shampoo and conditioner or just body wash?
I mean, I only wash my hair with body wash in general, so.
Actually?
Yeah. And then I get compliments about my hair all the time, so I'm doing something right.
Your poor hair.
Hey, it's doing fine.
You're doing better than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a full head of hair.
I have hairs.
Hello everybody, welcome again to Keystone Film Review. We just saw The Whale, directed by Darren Aronofsky, written by Samuel D. Hunter, starring Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Ty Simpkins, Hong Chow, and Samantha Morton, and that's pretty much it. There's two other people in there.
Very small cast.
This, of course, is a movie about a man who is massively overweight, and he tried to reconnect with his daughter in his dying days. Don't want to go too much into this, but there have been speculations of this being a fat-phobic film. Now, anyone who is overweight, I'm not going to try to persuade you. If you find it offensive, that's on you. This message is all for all the skinny people. Stop it. Stop being offended on our behalf. Let us tell you if something's offensive. Don't be offended on our behalf.
Yeah, skinny people.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! Shut up! Clearly, with anyone with eyes can see, I am overweight. I have been overweight my entire life, so I think I can say if things are fat-phobic or not. For me, at least. Again, if you're overweight and you disagree with me, that's fine. That's completely up to you. But I feel, personally, a lot of the things are how this, like, instills fat stereotypes and that, like, shows fat people in a disgusting light and everything. The way I look at this film is that you are going to project your own feelings on fat people onto the character of Charlie, played by Brendan Fraser. So if you think that he's disgusting and if you think that he is the butt of a joke, then that says more about you than it does the movie. Yep. So you got to do some soul searching. Like, why am I projecting these feelings onto that? Because I personally, and I think you might agree, nothing about this movie is disgusting or funny.
Nope.
If anything, it's sad, but that's because a man is actively trying to kill himself.
It's genuinely sad.
Yes, he's actively trying to kill himself, and instead of a gun, instead of a noose, he's using food. That is all this movie's about. It's not making fun of him because he's fat. It's a method of death in this film. It's not saying that everyone who eats like this is like this. This one character is. So, that behind us, moving forward, past the fat phobia, Brendan Fraser,
Dear
our
God.
boy, he's back, and he is fantastic in this film.
Oh my God, he's so good.
By far the best part. We joked before going in that we were going to cry so many tears for Brendan Fraser. I definitely cried a little bit.
I cried.
But, you know, he's obviously fantastic. The award buzz going on about him is 100% warranted.
Yep.
The film itself is pretty good, but not as great as I was hoping it would be.
It doesn't feel as like any other Aronofsky feel. It's kind of just, it all takes really in one place. It was most obviously shot during COVID, so there's not much going on besides.
And it's based on a play as well.
Yeah, that too. And I mean, it's just about a guy who's basically stuck in his apartment
by his own choice.
By his own choice, and we're there with him, so it's understandable why there's not much obviously happening. But Brendan and Sadie, oh my God, my tears, they were flowing. The goddamn monsoon was calling, said, "We need some of that water, hold on."
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, this was super sad, especially with those two in their scenes. It just feels so good, but so bad at the same time.
I love Brendan Fraser. We're going to talk about Brendan Fraser a lot in this, because frankly, it's the main. I love Darren Aronofsky. He's probably in my, if not my top 5, my top 10 directors. But Brendan Fraser was the main reason I was going to see this. And as much as I loved him even as a kid, I never thought that he was capable of acting as passionately and intensely as he does in this.
Yep.
Like, this is far and away his best performance ever. And I'm happy for him. It's definitely a pared-down movie. It definitely feels like it's from a play more than it is a movie. 1 location, 5 actors, 6 if you include the pizza guy who's mainly just a voice. And it does a beautiful job at telling you who this person is and showing you that this position he's in is 100% of his own making. A lot of tropes are that fat people are stupid and don't know that they're being unhealthy. Everyone who's fat knows they're being unhealthy. They got deeper shit going on that makes them. So I hate it when things are just like, oh, he's stupid, he's stuffing his face. They make a point to show that he's intelligent from the get-go, and that he's just dealing with shit.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that, because especially after hearing the talk of fat phobia in this movie, I started picking up a lot of things that were fat phobic in other movies. I watched the movie Heathers. That entire plot is fat phobic, and we're supposed to cheer for Winona Ryder at the end because she befriends the fat girl. Yeah, good for you. Whatever, you were fucking awful beforehand.
So cool.
Yeah,
so cool. Girl.
A lot of people might get flack for this. Avengers Endgame's fat phobic. Thor's fat, and that's the joke.
Boom.
That's not very funny. I feel like a lot of people overlook things that are fat phobic, but then when something is genuinely about the struggle of being a fat person, they're like, oh, it's fat phobic. We got to show fat people as happy and jolly all the times. No, why can't we be sad? Why can't we be sad?
You're just not real.
We're not real.
I don't know what else to tell you.
So while I empathize with people who think this movie's fat phobic, I wholeheartedly disagree. But it's I was kind of hoping for more a little bit, but also I got what I wanted out of it. If that makes sense. There's lulls, I feel, at times.
There's also a lot more that this offers, more than just, this man being obese and wanting to die. Like there's a lot of grieving from multiple different other people other than himself.
Yeah.
Sadie, not to go into detail on that because I don't want to spoil that on her relationship with Brendan's character. There's also
Liz, I think her name is.
Hung Chow, whose character is grieving all in a different. Everybody's grieving in such different means and
even
ways.
Ty Simpkins' character, who doesn't know Charlie until the very beginning.
Yep, and it's just genuinely it hurts to watch, but it's not like making you fucking be sad, god damn it! It's not trying to kill you with sadness. It's trying to it gives you so many different points of what people are going through, and not that just obesity is one way of grieving it, but anger is another way, or just
drinking. The mother played by
drinking, or
Samantha Morgan, she was drinking a lot.
Caretaking is another way of grieving with something, and it does a really good job of that. Or trying to save somebody constantly is another way of grieving with somebody. So it's really great on that end. Brendan praised everybody in this movie. I think it was well deserved. I mean, he just praises everybody, period, because he's just a genuinely good person.
My boy.
But Hung Chow and Sadie Sink, he just constantly was like, oh, they were so great to work with, and they just had so much raw talent and power behind them, and it shows, both of them, how much they both had. There's one scene in this movie that was in the trailer, and god damn it, I wish it wasn't in the trailer, because it would have hit me so hard to just see it for the first time.
We can talk about it after we turn off the camera.
Not this time. It never happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the trailer. You probably it's just when you watch the trailer, it's the one where you're like, yeah, that's going to be an Oscar-worthy performance. So I wish I didn't see that in the trailer, and I don't even barely watch them anymore.
But we had to for our boy Brendan Fraser.
Had to. But yeah, it was just a solid movie. Most people would probably think it's boring, or unless you're fat phobic, you son of a bitch, you might think that's boring.
Well, you might think it's fat phobic if you are in fact fat phobic.
Look at that.
So, yeah, I'm calling people out. If you think this movie's fat phobic and you're skinny, I want to be clear, then you're fat phobic. If you're fat and you think this is fat phobic, I'm not one to tell you not to be offended. So, there we go. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Ratings wise, I am between a 3.5 and a 4. It was a little disappointing for not enough to make me not gush about it like we just did.
Yeah.
But there was points where I was just
there was lulls.
Yeah, there were definitely lulls. I'm still gonna say a 4 though. I think Brendan Fraser's performance alone bumps it up at least 2 stars.
Yeah.
So
I'm also going to say a 4.
Yeah.
There's parts during the movie you kind of laugh and it's not funny, but you're like the ending. There's something that happens. It's gonna be a meme. I can already see it happening.
Yeah.
Just like Hugh Jackman in The Prestige, kind of meme.
You mean in the fountain?
That's what I meant to say. I always get those two mixed up.
Another
And
Darren Aronofsky movie.
I've got the thing tattooed on my arm.
Yeah. It's Darren Aronofsky. He always has his very cerebral, spiritual spin on things. He's probably the most spiritual atheist person I'm aware of, because he's always about the spirituality of dying.
Yeah.
And this is no exception. So yeah, it's going to be a meme, not because of the subject matter, but just because of how it's the end.
The way it's handled.
Yeah, the way it's handled. So yes, if you saw The Whale, what did you think? Tell us down below in the comments. Did you think it was fatphobic? I will not attack anyone in the comments, I promise. I will just disagree with you.
He can speak for himself.
I can speak for myself.
Say what you're gonna say, goddammit.
But yeah, let us know what you thought down in the comments, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.